got a secret underneath. Yeah, she's this naughty little freak. She likes to put on a show. She likes when it takes control.
That's going to be our reality. You know, we're going to have to find ways when the playoffs start to go in those road atmospheres and win those tough games. But it's only going to get tougher for us. So we know that. You know, we got to find ways to keep improving, keep getting better. We got to come out and play our best ball, and everybody's got to be locked in and play the best game they've played all season. So there's no secret. You know, we're going to have to find ways to win these games on the road. It's going to be our reality.
The Packers are set for a lengthy postseason run on the road if the current standings hold. 6 of the NFC's 7 playoff berths have been claimed. The all-important number 1 seed goes to the winner of Vikings-Lions on Sunday Night Football. The Packers, meanwhile, have a rematch on deck with the Chicago Bears.
3 seconds ago, 46-yard field goal attempt. Here's the snap, placement made. The kick is blocked. It is blocked. It is blocked. And the Packers have won. Beautiful. And the Packers have won 11 straight over the Bears.
Well, nothing beats the drama of the oldest rivalry in football. The Packers and Bears also closed out last season, where a Week 18 win would send Green Bay to the playoffs. Here's a look back.
Now we're down to basically this game right here.
This holds a lot of cards. As Love on 3rd and 1 wants to go up top. On the money for the touchdown.
Fields waits for the snap. He takes. He's hit. And he's sacked. 3rd time this afternoon.
3rd and 3. To Woods. And he finds the goal line for the touchdown.
The future is now. And so are the playoffs. 17-9. The Packers defeat the Bears.
We go to the playoffs!
Football fact: the Viking game was disappointing. The play of Carl Brooks was not. On this play, Carl is running a TT, or tackle-tackle stunt, with Colby Wooden. Carl's a drive man, he goes first, and Colby loops around him. The Vikings would like to zone or area block it, where they switch men, but Carl makes that impossible with his penetration. Look at him. He's by 64, he picks off 56, and just like that, the Vikings look at it. Their blocking scheme is a mess. Carl keeps coming, and he pinballs off the pile, beats 64 a second time, and scores the Packers' only sack of the game. On this play, it's a straight rush, and Carl attracts no less than 3 Minnesota Vikings. That gives Brenton Cox room to work, and when he flushes the quarterback, Carl keeps coming, and that puts him in perfect position to get his hand on the football, knock it to the ground, and wreck the play. Next, Carl and Colby have switched sides, but they're still running the TT, and once again, Carl is making a mess of the Vikings blocking scheme. Look at it right there. Not surprisingly, Sam Darnold is under duress, but he still manages to complete the pass to Carrington Valentine. Carl keeps coming. And up here, he finds somebody to block, and he gets enough of the guy that Carrington can get by. Carl keeps coming. And when Carrington loses the football, Carl is there to recover. That is his 3rd fumble recovery of the season. Carl has been making hustle plays all season long, like this one against Arizona, where he sniffs out the screen, chases down the ball carrier, knocks the ball loose, and then recovers it. Carl is the only player in the NFL with multiple fumble recoveries, a forced fumble, and a blocked kick. And he's done it 2 years in a row. And it all starts with relentless effort.
You know, I always had that ever since I was little, just having effort and, God rewards, the football gods reward people that run to the ball.
Xavier, Matt revealed to us today that Jair's going to have surgery at the end of the season. Could you talk about watching this team, the struggles he's had trying to get back on the field leading to this?
Yeah, it's been tough. Obviously, he's dealt with, this injury pretty much all year, and we've wanted him to, obviously we wanted him to be back out there, but, injuries are a part of the game, so we understand that. We know that he's been working, or he was working to, try to get back, but it's like every time he was trying to, he would tweak it again. So it's a part of the game, and we just try to be with him as much as possible, try to make sure that he was good mentally, because we knew like how much it was, or at least I knew how much it was hurting him not to be out there with us, just having conversations with him personally. So yeah, I mean, those were, the challenges that he faced, and, I think that we've seen, like, for us as a group.
How much have you seen the younger guys step up during this career?
They stepped up a lot. I think everybody's been ready to go, been prepared, and, prepared the right way. And no matter when their name was called, during any situation, they were always ready to go.
Especially considering the injuries you guys have had in the secondary. If there is one player on your team that probably should maybe consider not playing, to keep you healthy, you're important. Is that something you consider at all just in this final week, like for the playoffs? Is that something was talked about?
I mean, yeah, we talked about it, but we won it for in the division. So I think getting this win, regardless of what it does for us in the future, obviously we know we're in the playoffs, but it's a rival game, it's a division game, and I want to be able to be out there for my teammates. So there was no question about me not wanting to play. I wanted to play this game regardless. So yeah.
Not that you didn't want to, you know what I mean?
You
can't afford to lose you at this point.
Yeah, I mean we talked about that, but it is. I mean, you can't really go out there with a mindset of thinking about the bad. So that's kind of the mindset that we have for it.
Well, gotten accustomed to playing without Jair the last couple months or so. Just what's your comfort level with what y'all have in defending the pass going into the postseason?
Feel good. We just gotta. It's the same thing I say every week. We just gotta prepare the right way. But I got full trust in the guys in our room. I've been saying for a long time, we got a lot of talented guys, a lot of guys that are smart and that can adjust on the fly. So I feel good about our group. Obviously we got guys that are being called up upon each week. But I feel really good about this group and about what we have.
Xavier, what do you want to see in this final week from the defense heading into the postseason to kind of, get you guys going a little bit?
Yeah, getting into a rhythm, starting faster, playing cleaner, and that's really it. Because it's going to carry us through, the playoffs and moving forward. So those are really the couple things.
You got plenty of experience seeing what Philly's all about. Do you have a preference not to go there in that type of playoff type atmosphere if the chips fall and things that have to be?
No, I don't care who we play first round. It don't matter. It's not going to be about what the other teams have or what they can do. It's going to be about what we do and it's building and how we take care of our business. So I don't care who we play first round.
With Caleb Williams, there's a lot of 7, 8, 9 second plays back there as he keeps moving around.
Yeah, it's tough. He can extend plays with his legs, and I think the receivers do a good job of converting routes and just moving around. So it's tough. You gotta be prepared for it. And I think that's something that we prepare for in practice and kind of get ready for it mentally, knowing that sometimes the downs might be longer. So yeah.
Speaking with the offense as a whole, has there been any different wrinkles since Thomas Brown took over as interim coach, or has it been a lot of the same?
Well, the first time we played them, we had they were just doing really it was all new to us, But we got that first game out the way, and then we've got film on them from what they've been doing since. So it'll be about the same now. Just that first game was kind of like a whole new look, and that's kind of what that was. But now they've kind of built reps up doing the same type of stuff off of that scheme, and yeah.
How important is it to get everything clicking again for this final game, so you can springboard into the playoffs?
Yeah, absolutely. We need to come into this game all cylinders clicking, like you just said. fast, early, and often. We need to execute on every opportunity just to, give this, like you said, springboard into the next bout of games we're about to face.
How important is that? Because there's still seeding implications. If you get some help, how much does that matter to you?
Well, I mean, it matters just because we're closing out the regular season. It's the next game. We don't have anything. We do, but we don't have anything clenched. We have a guarantee to have an opportunity in the playoffs, but we got to go through the Bears first.
Just personally, what do you want to see from the offense for this next game ahead of the playoffs?
I want to see juice. I want to see us out there right away. Getting the ball to our back, letting him just be him. And then get some flavor going in the next couple drives and just execute. We're not asking for perfection, but just each guy to do their job one play at a time.
Does the Bears defense look like a defense that's lost 10 games in a row?
The Bears have a good defense. They got two great linebackers, 53-49. Those guys, they're great backs. And they fit downhill very hard. They're physical. We're just gonna have to, like I said, just one play at a time. Rely on the guy next to you to do their job.
If you guys would agree, maybe a bit of below standard offensive performance in that Vikings game, does that play a factor in? No question, you got to play starters in this. Regardless of what's at stake, but you guys need to play in this Week 18 to really.
Yeah, we need to eliminate the bad, and we need to play some clean football. We're not down and out. Like we're a really talented team. It's just we get on ourselves, and you can see the result of that in the games moving forward. We just need to come out fast. That's something we preach, and something we need to just do.
Coach LaFleur said that Jair is likely out for the rest of the year. What are your reactions to that?
Jair's a great presence to have in the locker room. I think Ja's a great guy. As far as his injury, I can't comment on that. That's his business. But yeah, I mean, he's obviously one of the best in his position, and it's just a shame that we haven't been able to have him. I hope he heals up and recovers fast.
Tucker, will you scoreboard watch it all in the second half, that Dallas-Washington game when you're on the sidelines, or do you find out when you get in here after the game?
I don't even know who won that game.
No, like this coming week. Like when Dallas plays Washington, will you be paying attention to that on the sidelines and maybe say?
Probably not. No.
What's it been like working with Luke again, just in the tight end room, and obviously having him back in the mix of things on offense?
Yeah, just getting him back to 100% health and just having comfort again in the run, because his injury, it's not easy to be on your insteps, load your instep and come off the ball and block. So him just gaining that confidence again, it's great to see.
You talked about wanting some juice from the offense this week. How important is it to kind of have some positive momentum going into the playoffs?
Yeah. We just need to start fast with that. The positive momentum starts in the first quarter of this next game. Then that'll take us into the playoffs.
Do you think it's important to kind of have that positive momentum going in? It's not necessarily just a clean slate like you had to start the season.
I mean, it's a clean slate for every game. Momentum from the past game, yeah, it can help into the next game. But it's a clean slate, 0-0 before every single game.
Any preference on whether or not to play this week, how long to play this week, going into the playoffs next week?
No, I don't have a preference. I think we're treating it like another week and go out there with the mindset to go win this game. Obviously, another NFC North opponent. So, yeah, we'll be playing.
There is obviously seeding on the line, too. What do you think? Is there a big difference, a big advantage to be in the 6 or 7? Does it think that plays into it at all?
No, I mean, I think for us, the mindset really is it doesn't matter. I think we're going into this with knowing that, we're obviously going to be on the road and go play some teams that we've already played before. So, we're excited, obviously, for playoff start. We're going to finish the season off with the Bears. But, no, it really doesn't matter who we're facing.
As Matt said, we didn't have our best game Sunday. Let's see if there's some things we can clean up this week at home against the Bears. Is that a feeling with your you and your teammates?
Definitely. You know, I think every week of the season, you know, you go out there, play, you come back, you watch the film, and you try to find things to get better at and improve on. And that's been the mindset the whole season. So nothing's changing for this week.
One thing you mentioned after the game is the one-on-one coverage, wide receiver need to get open. Is that something that can be worked on this week? Is that a message you think that they took to heart a little bit?
I mean, I think that's always the message. You know, we always got to go out there and win. You know, no matter what the defense is doing. You know, we got to go find ways to win. And it's definitely not a shot at the receivers or anything. It's just, you know, everybody's got to be better. We got to be able to win versus man coverage, things like that. Ball placement, like I said, has to be really good versus man coverage. So definitely something that we'll see if we get that Sunday.
How much do you find yourself searching as you kind of change your season around in terms of taking care of the football? How to play at that level of efficiency and take care of the ball, make the right decisions, while still finding the opportunities to make the big plays downfield in the passing game?
I mean, that's always the mindset is you obviously want to be able to hit those big plays and push the ball down the field. I've talked about that all season. You know, that's always my mindset. And, you know, as part of the game is finding ways to be smart with the ball, take care of that. Like I said, that's been a big focus is just taking care of the ball and being smart decision-making wise. But like I've always said, I'm always trying to push the ball down the field. And we got a lot of good weapons that can really stress the defense down the field, and I'm always going to give these guys shots.
Do you have to be careful that taking care of the ball doesn't come at the expense of pushing the ball down the field, that you're still able to do that even while you're being mindful of your checkdowns and when to throw the ball away and those sort of things?
Yeah, I don't think that has to take one of, you know, I don't think taking care of the ball has to mean that you can't throw the ball down the field, you know. It just comes with playing smart football, making good decisions, and when to take those shots. But I don't think taking care of the ball has anything to do with taking away from shots down the field.
How much does it matter to kind of have a clean performance, not make mistakes Sunday going into the playoffs, or is it just sort of a clean slate once you enter the postseason?
You know, I definitely think there's a part with, you know, how we play, how we finish the season, kind of that momentum that we carry into the postseason for sure. You know, I think play-wise, you always want to play clean football, but at the end of the day, like you said, you know, when you do start the playoffs and the postseason starts, it is 0-0. It is a clean slate. You know, everybody has the same opportunity. You know, you got to go out there and the winners win and keep going, and the losers go home. So, you know, I think it's kind of even stakes for everybody.
Jordan, as far as, I guess, with the Bears, you know, they've had an interim coach since you guys, you know, last played them back in November. Have you seen anything different from them in their approach or how they play defensively? Is anything stood out at all, or is it a lot of the same?
No, you know, I haven't noticed much of a difference from when we last played them, you know. Some of their coverages look pretty similar. I think they've got a couple guys banged up in the secondary, so some of those different guys might be out there. But no, I still think they do a lot of the same stuff that they've done before. You know, obviously I'm not sure offensively what's really changed there, but defensively I still feel, you know, they're running the same stuff.
Christian wasn't at practice, so it's what we saw today. But how's he looking in your eyes as far as getting him back? And if he is healthy enough, do you think they even put him back in there on Sunday when it's not a ton on the line?
Yeah, I'm not sure. You know, I won't speak on Christian's injury and what the timeline is looking like, but you know, he's definitely a guy that we want to have out there. You know, if he goes this week or not, I think we'll be just fine. But definitely hoping to get him back, you know, when we do start playoffs, and you know, hoping that he can keep recovering and getting healthy. But yeah, as far as him playing this week, I'm not sure.
Matt had said it's likely season-ending for Ja. How tough is it to see a guy that is the anchor of your defensive backfield likely done for the season?
Yeah, I mean that's tough. Anytime you know, you talk about season-ending injuries, guys not being able to come back, it's tough. You know, going to be praying for Ja and hopefully he can recover. But yeah, it's tough. You know, feel for the guy. You know, definitely wants to be out there. So it's tough.
Hey Jordan, I remember Aaron going through this where when you raise the bar really high, then when you have kind of a meh game, it feels like it's not that good because of where you put the bar. How do you view how you played against the Vikings, and what do you want to do better moving into the Bears game and moving into the playoffs?
Yeah, you know, I think you know, a lesson I learned like in college. You know, Coach told me that it's there's always feelings right after the game. You know, it's never as good as you think it is, and it's never as bad as you think it is. So, you know, you always have feelings, especially coming off a loss. Those things get elevated. But, you know, looking at the film, you know, I think me personally, just accuracy early on was a little bit off. And, you know, I think it's tough. You know, we're not making those plays and connecting on those pass plays, and we have a couple 3-and-outs, and you're dealing with the offense on the other side that's very good and can put up points. You know, it's tough. We put ourselves in tough positions, but you know, there's definitely a lot of things I want to clean up. You know, accuracy. I think my footwork got a little sloppy early on, and some things I cleaned up later. But you know, like I said, it's you always want to be able to go out there and put your best foot forward, and sometimes, you know, it's just not there. But it's always, you know, that next play, trying to figure out how to finish the game the right way, things like that.
So you were playing at such a high level. Is there a value in that, of maybe hitting a little bit of a reset button and say, okay, I need to refocus on these things to be the guy that I know I am? Is there value in that, especially with the stakes going forward, or would you rather just have played great the whole time, obviously?
I mean, you definitely always want to play great. You want to be out there and play your best, you know, because even when you play good, there's still always things that you come back on film and you're like, man, this wasn't good enough. Yeah, the play might have worked, but there's still things I want to clean up. So definitely, you know, having a game where it's not always 100%, not your best. You know, there's always stuff you want to clean up and be better for. And I'm obviously rather happen now than in the postseason. So definitely stuff to clean up and keep working on and getting better at. And you know, that's the mindset.
What Josh has brought this offense has obviously been well documented, the run-oriented balance, the physicality. Is there any danger, especially in this league that is still built on the pass, of relying on that too much and being too much about that when you still got to be able to do the other as well?
No, I mean, I think if you're running the ball well, you can't, you know, just stop running the ball, you know. So I think, you know, obviously you go through a game and you feel out how you're doing in certain aspects, whether it's run or pass, and you know, the coaches have a great feel for that. You know, if we're not running the ball as well, you know, they're going to start passing it more. So it's one of those things, you just go through it. But whenever you're running the ball at a high level and have a guy like Josh where you can just keep feeding him and good things are happening, and we're stacking some of these plays, and then you know, like we said, we can, you know, play that play action game off of some of the run looks and just keep the defense guessing. I think that's when we're at our best. So whenever we play complementary ball and we can have the run game and the pass game hitting on all levels, is when we're at our best.
Will you be doing any scoreboard watching when you're on the sidelines of that Washington-Dallas game on Sunday, or do you not care until your game's over?
No, I mean, I'm gonna be focused on our game, you know. So that's one of those things that we'll see where the chips fall after the game. But no, we'll be focused on playing the Bears.
Would you really prefer it's not Philly though?
No.
Hey, Jordan, things have obviously spiraled for the Bears. There was a time last year you guys were 3-6, and you turn it around. When you look back on that time now, what do you think it was that you guys did that allowed you to prevent kind of a spiral like they went?
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of it is a credit to the guys we had in the locker room. You know, we did a good job last year. Obviously, it wasn't a great start. We had a couple, you know, stacked couple losses, and you know, we stuck together. Like I've said before, we really took it upon ourselves to keep finding ways to get better. And you know, I think things can get out of control if you're, you know, not having a great season and having a couple L's, and then you know, you guys might check out, things like that, and you're not really putting the same effort forward as you might be if you're winning. So I think it's credit to the guys just staying here, the coaches putting in more work and just finding ways to get better and turn it around. And then you know, we start making plays, executing at a higher level, and start winning those games. So it all falls upon that work.
The way things worked out Sunday against the Vikings, they're deep, too deep. Do you think maybe there could have been a couple more snaps where you could have run with the ball if everything was covered? Didn't Tom talk about that much?
Yeah, we've talked about that. You know, there's instances where, you know, whenever you see a defense go two-man, there's always chances where you can get out and run. And, you know, a couple times I did try and get out and run, and you know, I think their D-line did a good job of trying to have guys that we're seeing that. We're trying to stay there for the quarterback run, and they have some athletes on the D-line as well that are able to turn and get out quick. So you know, it's just that balance of trying to find times to make those plays. And but there was definitely a couple of times we talked about you know, having that opportunity to try and get out, and if there's nothing downfield, you know, the routes might be covered, the defense wins on some of those plays, just trying to keep the play alive and extend it and use their legs to get out. So definitely on some I'll keep looking forward to trying to do.
When you're facing an offense on the other side that you know can put up points, is there an added emphasis feeling before the game about the importance of the fast start? Obviously that always matters, but do you feel that a little bit more when you know the opponent can?
Definitely. That's always a factor, knowing who you're playing and knowing who the opponent is. And like you said, when you got an explosive offense on the other side who's got a lot of talented guys who can put up points fast, you definitely got to match that and put up just as many points. But we've talked about it all week, and it's kind of been the recipe for us throughout the season is starting fast and being able to go up there and put up points and, really just help the defense out there. And that's something that we didn't do Sunday.
I want to ask you about your work with Hands of Love and work with those Better Days mentoring. And it seems so whether you're handing out coats or athletic shoes, you're trying to get through to kids to say, if we can help you with the equipment, see if we can get as a part of a team sport, right? Tell me about your foundation and what you're trying to do with kids there.
Yeah, with Hands of Love Foundation, we've definitely had a couple pretty cool opportunities to host some events. And like I said, I'm doing the cleat campaign where touchdowns for cleats. So, really the mindset there is to try and help kids out, especially kids that are playing sports. And, it might not be easy for some people in their situations to be able to get new equipment, new cleats, and things like that. So, what an opportunity to be able to help and give back. Hopefully I think the kids are really enjoying that, and I think it's something that's really going to help them into their season. So it's a very, very cool opportunity. Something I'm blessed to be able to give back in that way.
And then May 23rd, you got the softball game coming up again?
Yeah, we do. We have the softball game. Yep. Yeah, I look forward to that.
Huge day.
Yeah, huge day for sure.
Hey everybody, Happy New Year, and this is Three Guys with Three Things, and Michael, you are up.
Well, Larry, barring a monster game from Jaden Reed on Sunday, and I'm talking like 200 yards, the Packers are going to end this regular season for the third straight year without a 1,000-yard receiver. Not entirely coincidental to Davante Adams' departure from Green Bay. But here's what's kind of cool. There are 4 players on this Packers team: Reed, Christian Watson, Romeo Doubs, and Tucker Kraft, who have at least 25 catches, at least 600 yards, and multiple touchdowns. The last time the Packers had 4 guys do that in one season was 2012. It was 12 years ago. This is still a pretty special group.
Weston.
Larry, we learned on Wednesday that Jair Alexander, by all accounts, likely will be out the rest of the season as he continues to work through this knee injury. Matt LaFleur is saying he will have surgery on it. That means the Green Bay Packers are going to have to proceed forward with what they have in the secondary. Now, certainly still some banged-up safeties, but when you look at the cornerback play, Keyshawn Nixon, Carrington Valentine, and also Eric Stokes, the way those guys have battled throughout the course of the season, and especially in Keyshawn's case, going inside and outside, playing on the perimeter more this year, you really tip your cap to them, and the Green Bay Packers are going to have to lean on all 3 of those guys to navigate this postseason.
Guys, folks are probably wondering if the Bears, having lost 10 straight and going nowhere and dying for this nightmare season to be over, if they're going to come in and wave the white flag and just fall apart. I would say no. I think when people see teams that look like they've thrown in the towel, they're seeing what happens when you take a team sport and you lose that collective energy of everybody pulling on the same end of the rope. Everybody has got the same hopes, dreams, aspirations. Suddenly, all that's gone, and you're kind of playing for yourself and your personal pride, and that's all important, but it's just not the same, not when you're playing the greatest team sport ever invented. And that is Three Guys with Three Things. See you next time.
They both crave when they put